If you want better AI video, then you're gonna need to work on your camera movements. And I've got 5 of them that you can incorporate into your prompts. And I'm gonna even show you an easier way to do this at the end, so make sure you stick around. The first one is crane. And now I'm gonna give you examples of craning down and then craning up. So with a crane down shot, this is specifically good for when you want the camera to move smoothly up or down a vertical path, like if the camera was on a crane arm for shooting a movie. And the crane shot works best when you are defining a very clear start and an end frame. And you can do this in Kittl. I'm gonna give you some templates to use down in the description, but a start and end frame essentially means how you want the shot to begin and then how you want the shot to end. And that way, the crane movement, when in the prompt and generated, will know where to start the crane movement and end the crane movement. So generally, you can add this to any prompt. You can say camera movement, colon, and then the rest of it. That's how you're gonna start all of these in your prompts. You want a crane shot descending vertically. The camera lowers smoothly, steady speed as if mounted on a crane arm. Very important. While continuously tilted upward to keep the subject centered in frame throughout the descent. All right, so throughout the entire movement, we're prompting in that we want that crane steady throughout the entire descent. The motion is purely vertical with the framing locked on the subject at all times. We want a clean, elegant, and controlled descent that gradually closes in on the subject from above. Now, if we want to do a crane shot up or a crane up shot, we would say the same thing, except increasing the elevated perspective. So here's a little bit of a different version of that same prompt. We want, again, camera movement, colon, same thing, crane shot rising vertically. The camera lifts smoothly upward, steady speed, again, mounted on a crane arm, continuously tilting downward to keep the subject centered in the frame throughout the ascent. So instead of descent, we've replaced it with ascent. Again, purely vertical, frame locked in on subject at all times, controlled rise that gradually reveals more of the environment from an increasingly elevated perspective. Now, for using the crane shots, we have found that models like Veo, Runway, Kling 3, even Seed Dance interprets this specific camera movement very, very well. All right, the second camera movement that you're gonna wanna be prompting in your AI videos is the dolly. We have a dolly backward and a dolly forward movement. The prompt you're gonna wanna add is, again, camera movement, colon, single continuous shot. The camera moves physically backward through space away from the subject at a constant, steady speed. The perspective shifts naturally as the camera retreats. The subject grows smaller, the surrounding environment expands, more of the scene is revealed, like a camera mounted on rails gliding straight back. Smooth, steady, uniform from the first to the last frame. Now, if we wanted to do a dolly forward, we would replace the text where we're saying back to be going forward. So gliding straight ahead. Single continuous shot moving physically forward through the space. Now, this specific camera movement is great for Veo, Kling 3, and Seed Dance 2. Now, I'm gonna give you a bonus one here. There's actually a dolly lateral motion. And by the way, at any point, you can pause the video, write down these prompts, but you can just use the link I gave you down in the description. You're gonna open up a page with all of these camera movements embedded in them. You can just copy them straight into Kittl that way. But the dolly lateral movement is going to be moving physically sideways. You can use that same structure for dolly forward or dolly backwards, but replace the middle part with physically sideways through space at a steady, constant speed, sliding parallel to the subject from one side to the other. Perspective shifts naturally. Foreground elements pass by at a different speed than the background, creating visible parallax. This would be like a camera mounted on rails gliding sideways, and then the rest of it is the same. So you can see how there is a forward, there's a backward, but there's also a side to side. And a lot of the same models that I shared will work with this camera movement. The third camera movement that you should be incorporating is the drone-like movement. And there are 2 specific ones that are extremely popular for this. The first drone movement is aerial forward, so as if the POV of the drone is moving. And the second one is bird eye tracking, so the drone from above tracking what is underneath. For the aerial forward version, the prompt would be aerial drone shot, gliding smoothly forward over the scene. The camera travels in a steady, straight path, revealing the full landscape and environment below. The movement is smooth, weightless, maintaining consistent altitude throughout. The scene gradually unfolds as new areas of the environment come into view ahead. For the bird's eye tracking, you're going to want to write aerial drone tracking shot from a top-down perspective. Very important that you put that into the prompt. Looking straight down at the subject or subjects, the camera is positioned directly overhead, following the subject from above as they move throughout the scene. The camera matches the subject's speed and direction, keeping them centered in frame throughout. The drone movement should be smooth and weightless, like a drone locked onto the subject from a bird's eye view. The surrounding environment is revealed naturally as the subject moves through it. All right, the fourth camera movement is the first person movement. So as if you are a camera following what's happening in front. Prompt for this would be first person POV walking shot. Moving steadily forward as if seen through the eyes of someone. The camera advances with a natural walking rhythm, gentle vertical bounce with each step, subtle side to side sway, which matches a human gait, so the speed or the camber of which they walk. The motion feels organic and embodied like footage from a head-mounted camera. The forward path is continuous and steady from the first to the last frame, with the environment gradually approaching and passing by. So again, it's as if you were wearing like the Meta glasses or something like that and walking and getting a POV shot of what's happening in front. That's what you can prompt into the AI video models. All right, the last one is perhaps the most simple one to get right, even if you don't prompt all of the necessary jargon for it. But I'm gonna give it to you anyway, because it'll probably give you better generations, and that is for the gentle zoom. And there's a gentle zoom in and a gentle zoom out, which by the way, can be paired with other camera movements like the dolly. So for the gentle zoom in, we would want a single continuous shot, gentle, slow zoom in on the subject at a perfectly constant speed from the first to last frame. The camera is locked on a tripod, fixed in one position throughout. Only the lens zooms, magnifying the image evenly with consistent perspective. The speed is identical at every single moment, steady, smooth, uniform from start to finish, just like a time-lapse camera with a motorized zoom set to one constant rate. Now, to do the zoom out, you would essentially use that same format, but instead you would say gentle, slow, zoom out. The camera stays in one fixed position, that's all the same. The framing gets progressively wider, revealing more of the scene evenly from the center outward towards all edges, like a motorized lens zoom set to one constant rate. Now, again, for most of these, and especially ones that have a direct beginning and end, you're gonna want to designate a start and end frame. And this is extremely easy to do in Kittl when you're about to generate your video. You can have one board with your image that would be the start frame, another board with the image that would be your ending frame. You could connect those to what we call AI video boards, and that way the AI model has as much context as possible for how to connect what's in the beginning to the end, so it doesn't hallucinate or make up stuff in the shot that you don't want. Now, as I said, a lot of these can actually be paired together. So for example, you could have a crane down shot with a zoom out or a zoom in. You could have a dolly backward shot with an aerial-like drone movement, and you can get some really cool, interesting effects. You could have a first-person movement that moves into a dolly lateral movement. These are all really cool things that you can experiment with in your prompts in the camera movement section. And a lot of people ask where you put these. Honestly, the AI will figure it out, but I have found great success with putting them either directly at the beginning or even at the bottom of the prompt. Now, I mentioned an easier way to do and see this, and that is with our Notion prompt guide. I'm gonna link that down in the description. It's a completely open, free Notion page with all of these prompts I just shared and many, many more. We have things like actions, focus, lighting, camera techniques, how to prompt audio into the AI models, how to get interesting and trendy effects, and there is so much more that you can do along with the presets that are already built in Kittl. And of course, we'll be sharing more videos just like this with more tips on how to get better prompting and better generations. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss videos like this, and let us know in the comments, what are your current struggles when prompting different video with AI? We'd love to know so we can take a look and craft some better prompts for you. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.